Welcome to More Than Mindset, the only podcast that bridges the gap between spirituality and success. Go beyond the mind with clarity and confidence coach Kim Guillory and learn how to integrate your passion to serve with your skills and experience to create a business you love. Let's get started.
And welcome back to the show. Guys, we are all about beliefs right now. We have the Belief Boot Camp in Austin, Texas. It's Belief in Business, and it's all about money. Your beliefs around money, the money you want to make, what you want to do in your business, your personal life, how much more money do you want to make? Listen, money beliefs are scary. It is your brain telling you that you are not safe, that you're going to run out, that it's not going to be enough. You're going to starve, be homeless, live under a bridge. You know what I'm talking about? That's what my brain does anyway. It's a little crazy. Cray. Anyway, listen, I got a little story for you that is not so funny. I have been taking this supplement, this focus supplement, and turns out I really love the stuff, but turns out I didn't take it for a couple of days and started having withdrawal symptoms, which led me to do some discovery. And I have to tell you, I have been through a mean detox for the last 5 days, but today I am back. So be careful what you take. That's all natural. I do not typically mess with stuff like that I have not checked out, but someone told me about it. Someone shared it, seemed great, worked amazing, until I noticed it was losing its effect. I was taking more and I was missing it and not liking who I was without it. And that's when I started questioning and got really scared about it and decided, okay, let me see and not take it. And holy hell. I got off of Adderall after 8 years taking Adderall every single day. This was worse. It was so bad. Hot sweats, not sleeping, insomnia. My body was super agitated. I hated being in it. Just want to say that in case you're interested. You might or might not be. I'm all about transparency. And I did not hide it because I believe if it can happen to me, it could happen to anyone else. I may actually do a review on the product just because listen, if I would not have mindset, if I would not have emotional stability, if I would not have these tools, if I wouldn't be an overcomer and disciplined and committed, I would have gone down with it. I am telling you, so scary. I even put a note on it because when I quit something, when I decide that I'm not going to do it, like when I quit smoking, when I quit drinking, I make sure that I have the substance in the house, which I know sounds crazy, but if it is absent and I want it, I will jump through hoops to go get it. But if it is present, I will tap into my discipline and control, and that bitch will not beat me. And so that's just the way I work. Maybe I like a little challenge. So I was sitting here looking at it, just got a new supply in it, put a sticker on top of it that says it's a no. And I had to look at that over and over and over because I just knew if I could just do it one more time, I would feel so much better because this feels like ass. Whew, just saying. Got to the other side. I feel amazing, so much better, so much clearer, not so much pressure in my head, and my body is not so agitated. So in case you wanted to know what goes on in my life. So speaking of laced, that's the name of today's show, Laced with Lies. And I am talking about the stories that you tell. The stories that you tell yourself and others are laced with lies. And if you are not willing to challenge those stories, if you are not willing to question yourself, if you believe everything your mind says, you are in a bind. Just want you to know that. I was just coaching a client on this. I've always done 4 one-on-one clients, and I am now currently in coach training. So I'm not doing that right now. So I had all this free time. And so I let eSchool come in and I'll have these free sessions just to check in with them. And I can't tell you how many lies I heard doing those sessions. People, you have to be willing to challenge your mind. So I'm going to give you a few steps, things to look out for, maybe some little keywords to be aware of so that you can know when it's happening, because it's very often, it just slips by. It very often goes undetected because you have been saying it for so long. Some of these calls that we did, 30 years, 18 years, 10 years, 5 years ago, that was the last time that incident had happened and they were still believing it. So you got to be willing to question anything beyond today, even yesterday, even this morning. Guys, if you don't challenge it, you will be living it. If you don't challenge it, you will live it. I promise you. So laced with lies is really understanding that the inner dialogue, the outer dialogue, the story, the belief system is filled with lies that are just habit. You don't even recognize that you do it. It's something that you heard, something that someone else said. Very often it's an experience that you personally had. And then it created this image, this vision in your body, like it's now in the system of the body, and you don't challenge it. And so when your body matches the sensation of what you tell yourself, you believe it's true. So it might look like, I can't do that, they'll hate me. And then you suddenly feel this anxiety, this fear, and this like, what if I die alone, and all this stuff, and you start feeling it in your body, then you instantly believe that it's true. And so it has this loop that continues. And that's why you don't question it, because you feel it, you believe your feelings, because you hear it, you believe your mind, you continue to live it. So I want you to be aware of that. I want you to start challenging this. This is something that I teach my coaches and I work with my clients and Self-Healing Masters on. It is big. So a couple of suggestions. I'm going to give you 3 suggestions to do to start becoming the detective is when you tell a story to someone else or yourself. So it could be just inner dialogue, or very often you are saying it out loud. And if your friends are not challenging you, if your coach is not challenging you, you would not know this. Got it? So it's got to take someone who is aware to bring it to the surface for you, to like pause and say, hold on, is that true? Are you sure? Tell me again. When did that happen? Like, they need to ask the investigator questions. You remember a few weeks ago, I talked about factuate. Please get more factual with your story. Quit generalizing and giving these overall assumptions, kind of like telling this generic story, and be specific. So when you say, I don't have a lot of money, say exactly how much you do have. Got it? This is also a trick to work with the law of attraction, because most of the time it doesn't work because you continue telling the stories of the past instead of telling the stories of the future. So first thing to do, question the stories you tell to others. So when you say something to them, you just pause and listen to what you just said, and then ask yourself, is that true? Because sometimes I remember doing this. I would say something, I was like, I'm lying. That is a lie. Oh my God, I can't believe I said that. That is not true. I don't know why I said that. It's like these little habits that just flow out of your tongue. We don't even question them most of the time because we're so non-present that we're just gibberish. We're just like talking shit, small talk. And we don't recognize that those words have power. And I talked about living the 4 agreements. That is being impeccable with your words. You got to be very careful. So question the story that you tell others. Listen to what comes out of your mouth. Ask yourself, was that true? Is that true? Could I prove it in a court of law? Do I have facts to back it up? How true is it? Let me like write it out and get all of the details. The formula for the story, right? Let's break the story apart and see if it is factual and if it can be proven. So I ate like a pig today. Okay. Is that true? What exactly did you eat? Is that what a pig would eat? Is that how a pig would eat? Like those kinds of things. I can't do that. My clients are all fire me. Something like let's just say you decide to do 50-minute sessions instead of 60-minute sessions. Or let's say you just do, like, it could be anything that you're doing right now and you choose to do differently. The story that your mind will tell you is, I got to keep doing it this way because they're not going to like it if I change it. They're going to fire me. They're going to want their money back. Like, just recognize the story. That's all I'm saying. And I'm not telling you that there's a right or wrong. I'm just asking you to question so that you know what your motives are, you know what your intention is, and you know what your beliefs are backed by. So question the stories that you tell others and the stories that you tell yourself. So when you are going to do something, what stopped you from doing it? Or when you go to do something, what compelled you to do it? You want to check both of those. I'm eating the Oreos at 8:30 at night because I won't do that right now because I'm too tired. I'm not clear enough. I don't feel like I'm happy enough to say that, right? See what the story is behind it. Number 2, anything beyond today should be unpacked. So that means unpacked means factuate. So anything that you're talking about that is beyond today, like if it happened yesterday, 5 years ago, 3 months ago, 16 years ago, 40 years ago, be willing to tear that story apart as if it were being investigated by an attorney on the opposing side. Like if you were on the stand and someone were asking you every detail, when did it happen? What were you wearing? Was it daytime or nighttime? Like really write out all of the details. This could go 5 pages long, right? You can just write out the story of exactly what you are describing and in what you're making about that story. What truth do you think you're living by repeating that story over and over? You know, an example of this is you can have a household with 3 to 5 kids in it, and those kids are now adults. And if they were to tell a story of something that happened, they would all tell it in a different way. We cannot trust our memories. We cannot trust our perception of those memories. I'm telling you, you have to challenge this. I often ask my clients, I was like, I have a hack. It is a very powerful trick. And I can help you to release those negative memories, and they will never, ever show up again. Do you want to do it? And almost 100% tell me no, because they are afraid to release the memories because they will not know who they are. And I'm like, isn't that great news? That you would actually learn who you are instead of pretending to be who you thought you were. But they won't give them up. Very, very, very few. If you were one that I have taken you through the session and you are still living by it, send me an email or let us know in the More Than Mindset group, because I know you are out there. I do this. I know that. Your life is forever changed. And something about letting go of those stories threatens us because we're afraid we won't know who we are if we don't have the memories, because we believe the memories crafted our existence. And the problem with that is you believe you are your memories. And that's a problem, my friend, because if you believe you are your memories, then you just keep recreating your past. Deep work, right? So anything beyond today should be unpacked. It should be factuated. You should be able to tell the story with full details so that you can find what is a story, what is belief, what is truth out of that story. Then you're going to ask these 3 questions. This is the third one. So the first one was question the stories you tell others and yourself. The second, anything beyond today should be unpacked and factuated. And number 3, ask yourself, is that true? Everything that comes out your mouth, start questioning every sentence, just for fun. You don't have to do this forever. Just take a day. Question every sentence that comes out of your mouth, every thought that goes through your mind that you are paying attention to, because there's a lot of thoughts we don't pay attention to. Is that true? And just pause. Then ask, is that true today? Is that true today? The thing that you say to others, the things that you say to yourself, the thoughts that go through your head that you recognize, Is that true today? Do I know that for a fact? Can it be proven in a court of law? And the third question is that what I want to keep living? What I just said, do I want that to be my truth of today? Do I want to continue to recreate that? Is that what I want to keep? Because you have a choice. You do not have to keep your thoughts, your habits, your patterns, your behaviors of the past. You can change those at any given moment. Transformation, it is just a moment in time that you are completely transformed from the way that you used to believe into the way that you become. Transformation is a moment in time where you have a new awareness, and then you are liberated from the patterns, habits, behaviors, and you can therefore make a decision, an empowered decision of what you want to create moving forward. Just a moment in time. And it's just like little moments over and over and over. You got to be careful because we get this addictive pattern where we want to be healed. Guys, you don't need to be healed. You need to be whole. And if you are getting weekly sessions and it's been years and you're still working with whether it's a therapist or a healer or a hypnotherapist or I don't know, it could be what other kind of energy work it is that you are just, it's been years and you are still working with your healer doing healing sessions. I think you could challenge that and possibly be surprised that it's just a habit. The brain gets a dopamine hit when you get an aha. And when you're in these sessions, I know because I perform these sessions, and very often it's because there's something powerful about punching the hole in the theory. And when you can go beyond the mind and explore these subconscious patterns, there is this huge liberation that you feel on a visceral level. And we get addicted to that. Just like you get addicted to the feeling in meditation or the way that you feel after yoga or after a workout, or when I was taking this stuff, these supplements, like, oh my God, it was like, ooh, I was so calm and focused and on target. Like I wanted more of that. And that is what creates addictive patterns. Food does the same thing when you take a bite into the Oreo or the ice cream or whatever it is, because it's what is produced from the brain. And we get hooked on it. And when we can do these sessions and get this liberation, we acclimate back to the norm after, and then we want to go get it again. And then we want to go get it again. But I want to challenge you of, do you want to be healed or do you want to be whole? Because you can be whole, still have those memories that are out there existed, but not in here existed. And the stories stay out there with the memories. And all that's left is this wholesome you. And when you do this, you will not have that temptation to buffer, to numb out, to run away from, to avoid what is going on in real time. That's the biggest problem, is whenever you keep wanting to go into whatever the sessions or whatever the past is and go and get these liberations, is you actually are avoiding being here right now. And the whole goal of being human is to experience all that's happening in the material world. It's kind of gross out there. It is not always nice. We've been entitled to think that we need to feel happy and good and successful all the time. And that's the bullshit. That's the lie. It's like this theory somebody came up with and started feeding society, and it's bullshit. It is not comfortable being a human. There are days I do not want to human. I want to just coach and I want to be in my own community. And then when I got to go back out there in the crazy ass world and social media, I want to come run back in here. And so I'm addicted to work. because it feels really good to be in session with people who are radically responsible for themselves. And we can have a conversation that is inspiring, that is interesting, that is engaging, because that's what I've created. That's the culture that I have created in Self-Healing Masters, in eSchool, in Mind Body Coach training. I've created that. I've taught people how to do that for themselves. I have built friendships on building relationship, and I've taught them how to take responsibility for themselves so that we can be in a deeper, richer communication and relationship. Got it? And so I want that all the time. But I live in the material world where there's a lot of skanky people and a lot of drama. And I have people who don't give a rat's ass about personal growth and development. They don't want to be, they don't want change. They don't want anything different. And I love them. I love them. And they don't understand me. And that makes me suffer. It's hard because I want to be in rich, inspiring conversations with them. And they don't care. It's not what they want to talk about, man. They want to talk about the ball game. They want to talk about going out. They want to talk about the things that don't feel important to me. So what's important to me is not important to them. And what's important to them is not important to me. I don't give a crap about those shoes or that purse or that I don't like shopping. I don't care about the deal that's going on at the store. I just don't. I'm not interested. Same way that they're not interested in what I'm talking about here today. And I still love them, and I still want to be by them, and I still want to be in relationship with them. So the conversation changes. It's just a different conversation. There's no way they can accept me for who I am if I can't accept them for who they are. Got it? So for this week, I want to challenge you to check out the stories that you tell yourself and others. I want you to recognize that some are laced with lies. And until you see the lie, you will continue to live the lie and call it your truth. So LWL is the campaign, Laced with Lies. I am a detective. I'm going to ask the 3 questions. Is that true? Is that true today? And is that what I want to keep living? Ask those 3 questions. And unpack it, write a story about it, man. Put all the details on paper, and then get a marker or a highlighter and go back to wherever you wrote it out at. And I want you to highlight the facts. I want you to factuate it. So the story could be 5 pages long. Highlight what is a fact so that you can be the detective that is liberating and empowering yourself. Got it? I love you. Thanks for listening. It's so good to be back in my body. Be careful what you take. It's, by the way, this product, it was not on what is suspected, was not on the label. It was so innocent, and it is so scary because this is available over the counter everywheres. Just got to say that. I was completely thrown off by this experience, and I am just so glad I didn't introduce it and that I'm not like with someone that I love who is like hooked, because that would be painful. If I wouldn't be so disciplined and so committed to my health and my consciousness, I would be in a bind. I just want to say that. So I am very thankful, more so today than I was yesterday or the day before or the day before. And I am going to scrub and release the memories of what that felt like, because I want to be done with it. I do not want it to control me. And I want you to question the same thing. Are you willing to be done with the past memories? Are you willing to scrub, to clean it up? Call this brainwashing, man. You got to go in there and clean up your brain. Get rid of those memories. Unless you want them to dictate or predict your future, unless you want to keep living them, I'm going to challenge you to clean it up, flush it, get rid of it in whatever way is comfortable for you. And if you want to know more about how to do this, you can join Self-Healing Masters. We've got some really cool stuff happening there. It's getting to where we will soon have a call every single day, breathwork sessions, human design, self-study, which is all about having a guide to take you through your own human design experiment. Really excited about that. We have, and let me not give you too much information yet. So anyway, you want to check it out. So send me an email if you want to know more. The sales page has not been updated at this point. So I am happy to get on a call with you and let you know, or one of my team members can get on a call with you and let you know, or come into the More Than Mindset group and tag me. All right, guys, have a great week.
Thanks for listening to this episode of More Than Mindset.